Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're playing Stormhaven, not my favourite variation of Haven, but it's about the only one that works in the current meta, so why not? I mean, you've got all your nice cards, they can't be targeted by spells and effects, which pretty much cuts out most D-shift plays, along with also limiting what they can actually clear. So you can avoid things like aggro bloods, clears and things like that quite easily and force them to have to actually trade into you, which I actually like quite a lot. Other than that, you're looking at a lot of just raw damage with, you know, a lot of Storm followers in the Divine Bird Song, the Arias and the Pinion Prez, along with things like Valhalla General, Winged Sentinel, Dark Janine, and March Hare's Tea Time that just purely can just boost damage or deal damage straight off the bat. Other than that, we've got this card, which is great. Night Maiden gives all followers on the board the same effect as White Tiger and Mayu, which is great, making them untargetable by spells and effects. So you can quite easily build your board up, have planned it around a turn where Aria's coming out, or where Birdsong's proccing, you know, have 2 to 3 followers on board and just play that, say, turn 5, and it's going to be set. There's nothing you can really worry about. And then you've got things like Dark Janine, which is just great for both clearing and boosting your own, especially when you already got high cost, you know, high statted followers to begin with. So we're gonna right into some games here and we'll check it out. So our matches against Rune, you're gonna find Rune is quite a popular matchup just because it is one of the most commonly used. Either burn or D-shift is your two options.
I guess you're looking for a fight.
So you're gonna find a lot of my matches recently are against Rune. I haven't seen as much blood in the last, you know, say 30 so matches, but it does kind of proc up more here and there. So we see a Scrap Iron Smelter, which is a good indication that most likely this is going to be Earth Rune straight off the bat. Fortunately, we don't have anything we can play. And I also know that the Blackened Scriptures are going to be best used here. One probably in the early, one in the mid game. So at least keeping one of those is going to be good. Since I can't really play anything else, I may as well just get rid of that. Buy as much time as I can to get, say, turn 3, turn 4.
I'm just a mage who's his own
Fortunately, Mage comes out. Kinda shitty. I do play the White Tiger though, making it untargetable, and it has to be a ward, so blocking them off. And of course, Halo Golem.
No!
Burn Rune, a little bit of pain. May do a video on it soon. If I can find a decent tech list for it, that is. So we can set up. We'll get rid of everything. Why not? I mean, it's good just to have something on board, personally.
You're done for.
And we do have the March Hare's Tea Time for next turn.
Malice will never.
I do decide though that I need to start hitting face. That's kind of important here. Once we get to turn 5, if I don't start shifting to doing face damage, I could be in a quite bad position.
You're done for.
Plus, Tin Soldier fortunately has a big enough body that 3-1 isn't a big threat.
Unbelievable.
But I don't have the best hand for this match, and Burn Rune is just quite difficult to deal with in most cases. So killing off the board in that early game was probably a better option than just trying to roll face. Of course, they burn a fair bit having to do that, which I quite like. I'd much rather see them have to burn those Earth Sigils on one card, and I can pretty much just play out the same thing and lower their health to equal mine, or, sorry, be lower than mine.
No!
Which I like when these kind of matchups.
I
guess because Stormhaven and Earth Rune play fairly similar in the fact that we're looking to just, you know, burn damage to them while also throwing out threats and dealing with the board. So I had the option to use Blackened Scripture here. Not the best play. Maybe get 3 damage, which is good. But honestly, I probably should have used this Tin Soldier's effect right to their face and then just traded the Tin Soldier. But since I knew they were going to be losing all their spells, I wasn't too concerned. Luckily though, they don't have any spells, so that kind of sucked. It wasn't overly worth it.
Don't forget.
But Levi, they don't have any evolves left, so I'm not under any threat from just followers. And we're set with 9 damage on board. We don't get much else though, which is kind of unfortunate. But I do get to protect these from effects and, well, targeted effects and spells, so I like that a little bit.
I'm through.
And look, they concede. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Next up, we're playing against Shadow. Whether it's atomy or mid-range, you just have to wait and find out, but you'll find those two are the most common. Atomy seems to have picked up a fair bit. So, okay hand. Beast Call's alright. Menu's alright. And Dark Janine is a little late. Like, we don't really want that in our hand, but we'll deal it. We'll take it. And that makes the hand a bit better. Divine Birdsong fills out our 3-drop range. I do decide just to drop the Beast Call. I wasn't too worried about anything that Shadow could play there.
I am the mad cyclone.
And of course, Cyclone makes it pretty much impossible to actually get rid of that in any kind of effective way. So we just play the 3-drop Birdsong instead of dropping anything else. So the other one is Dark Alice. I've been seeing that pop up a little bit, and I think that's what this deck ends up being. Maybe it's some form of hybrid, maybe not, but they do decide to ward off for the most part and heal. Source of the Night, great card, able to clear a lot of things. Also does do a fairly good job at just purely healing you. I'm actually surprised at how good that card is. Luckily though, we do get a fair bit onto our board. And this tea time is going to make it really good. I mean, we can go for a straight up 8 damage to their face, putting them to 12. Which is nice when you consider that we've got at least another 6 damage in the next turn minimum. And I do decide to use that as a trade, even though I know it's not going to kill it, just because as a 3-1, they can't easily trade into me and keep that thing functionally alive. Unfortunately, Nightmare Executioner does do an okay job at trading here. But Dark Gene, gonna be solid. I mean, we're gonna get, you know, a board clear. We're gonna get that thing boosted up to a 7-4 once we add the evolve. And we've still got the possibility to use the Sentinel and the March Hare's Tea Time for a pretty effective amount of damage. If not, we've also got another Dark, which is gonna be really good. Plus, we've also got Banish, which I like quite a lot. So this is why I think they went for the Dark Alice, because they are running the Test of Strength, which you don't see in most other decks. And they go straight into waiting for a response, which, not going to stop me. And we have more than enough damage for lethal.
You're too strong.
And next we've got another rune match. I can't remember whether this one was D-Shift though over Earth Rune, but we'll find out.
Time to shine, Daria.
Of course, they have the Daria leader, which is absolutely adorable, and still one of the few things I want. Unfortunately, I gave up on buying any Starforged Legend packs from now on, so it's just any free ones, because saving for the next expansion is a little more important. Plus, rotation will be coming in, which I may talk about. Alright, so Magic Missile. Looking good for it to be D-Shift, so a little variation in what we can come up against. D-Shift is one of the harder matchups to play against. Obviously Storm has an okay advantage, but throwing out as much as I can was what I needed. These days it doesn't really matter whether you play followers against D-Shift or not, because either way they are going to use cards against you. So even if I hadn't played the Heavenly Hound there, they probably would have played a different spell in that slot. Luckily though, making untargeted things is always good. And we need to rush down damage, so evolving this White Tiger is the best thing I can come up with, plus the Heavenly Hound does get its nice boost, and we've also got Beast Call to follow up to fill out our curve. Plus, I mean, you know, 5 damage always good. So as long as we stop them before 7, we should be okay. So I do decide to proc the Birdsong, just so I can do 10 damage, leaving them with just 5 left, and forcing them to have to try and clear 2 things.
Okay, sure.
But they concede pretty quickly. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. You'll find the deck list in the description below. And I'll catch you all guys next time. See ya.